Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is Wimbledon time, and it's the WTA draw preview and prediction video that we're going to be going through today. We're going to be picking each and every single first round match, then working our way through the draw, and eventually I'll give you guys my winner. Look, it is absolutely stacked. It really is. I had a look at the draw, and there are some unbelievable matchups. Genuinely, some unbelievable matchups just in round one. And I can't wait to get into this and see what I come up with in terms of my picks because I haven't done my bracket yet. So this is it. This is live and, well, live anyway whilst you're watching. First of all, though, let's talk about the projected quarterfinals. And then there's not really many omissions. So I don't think we need to talk about people necessarily withdrawing or not playing because it is, from what I can tell, a pretty stacked field. There aren't many people missing, which is always a positive thing. Before we do get into it, though, remember to hit that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Thank you to all of you who also subscribe, and not only subscribe, but also are members on our channel. You guys are genuinely legends, and honestly, because of you guys, we have. Honestly, it's because of you guys. Because of your guys' support, we got Wimbledon media accreditation, and as I'm speaking now, we have Ash on site doing press conferences with all the top players. If you want to hear some of the questions that we asked a question to Raducanu. Check it out, it's on the channel. Raducanu, Sabalenka, Zverev, and Ons Jabeur. Dan Evans and Fran Jones, I'll be uploading those soon as well. And we'll also have snippets from Djokovic, Alcaraz, Swiatek, etc. as well. We didn't manage to ask questions in those ones because we weren't chosen, but that's okay. And of course, there's lots of interviews from qualifying, including people like Richard Gasquet, Danilovic, who of course qualified as a lucky loser. We'll talk about her in a second. She's a very bubbly character and has a big game, of course. Good run in the French Open as well. And she's a young player. Eva Lee, Sinisamova, all these fantastic players. Anyways, let's get into it. So, quarterfinals, projected quarterfinals. So, this is if the respective seeds go through as they should, which never happens because it's very rare that you have all top eight seeded players make the quarterfinals. But a few of these could happen. It's Iga Swiatek and Vondrousova in the top half, which would be a very tough match for Swiatek on grass anyway. Rybakina and Pegula, which is a really good one. Of course, Pegula lost to Emma Raducanu recently, a good win for Emma, and she was asked about in the press conference. She is clearly very confident. She's got a tough first round. Zhang Xinwen and Sabalenka. I mean, Sabalenka, I think, would be happy to get Zhang Xinwen on grass. And then Paolini versus Gauff. And again, I think Gauff would not mind facing Jasmine Paolini, who has shown some promise in the last couple of weeks on grass, which is great because I think a lot of people might have really seen her as a clay court / slow hard court player only, really, and didn't really expect much else from her on other surfaces. But she's showing she's quite versatile, which is fantastic to see. And as always, the WTA side, I mean, I have to be honest, it's so stacked that I don't think it's even an argument. I think it's a fact that it's just a lot deeper than the men's. And the men's has some fantastic potential matchups, but I feel like on the women's, you could have 30 players, if not more, who could all beat each other, honestly. Anyways, let's get into each and every single match. First round, here we go. So Iga Swiatek has Sofia Kenin, which, by the way, this is one of my popcorn matches. This is such a good match. Swiatek could lose this. She's on upset alert for this one. Honestly, Sofia Kenin on grass is no slouch. She is a former Grand Slam champion. Her game as well is good enough to navigate on this surface and cause Iga problems. Iga's not super comfortable on grass. We know that. And she says she's ready. She's prepared. But until we see it, I'm not sure. And it's a tough test early on, but we'll go for Swiatek. I think she'll get through it. Fran Jones has a wild card and she plays Martic. It's a tough first round, I have to be honest, for Fran. I'm going to go for Fran Jones, though. I think with the home crowd as well behind her, it might fuel her to get something from that one. Potentseva has Kerber, who's a wild card, and Kerber, of course, a former Wimbledon champion. She is so good on grass. I watched her live in 2021, and her game is just completely suited to the surface. So I'll go for Angelique Kerber. Then we've got Sakusic, who's a qualifier. Watched a bit of her versus Siniakova. That's a pretty tough one to call because you have to watch out for these qualifiers. Honestly, these qualifiers, they. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. These qualifiers, you need to watch out for them because they've played some matches on grass already, right? On yes, in Roehampton, so it's not exactly the same surface, but it is like when we're talking about the composition of the actual surface, it is the same. And I heard a couple of players say it plays slightly differently, but it plays similarly enough that it's very valuable, I think, match time for these players to have under their belts. But I'll go for Siniakova for this one. Caroline Garcia, who should look, I mean, she plays Blinkova, who beat Rybakina, in a fantastic match, of course, this year in a record-breaking tiebreaker. Caroline Garcia should get through. She's got a very good grass court game, and her style is suited to it. So we've got Caroline Garcia, Pera and Potapova. We're Potapova for me. Dodin and Snigger, who just won a title. She's qualified because she won that title. Go for Snigger. I think she's clearly in good form, so let's see what she can do. Then look, this is the one that we were looking forward to, right? Tomjanovic and Ostapenko. There's beef. There's definitely beef, of course, from a previous matchup between the two, or match between the two. Ostapenko on grass, she has the weapons from the back of the court. Her serve is not great, although she has a decent slice serve, which obviously will be effective on grass. Tomjanovic, I think, moves a lot better on the grass so than Ostapenko. So it will be a contrasting. Well, there'll be contrasting styles on court, and I think Tomjanovic, she might even be the favourite, to be honest, against Ostapenko, even though Ostapenko seeded 13. But I'm going to go for Ayla Tomjanovic. I just think she's been playing on grass. I think she's more comfortable on the surface, and Ostapenko, I can see this being quite an explosive affair. Ostapenko could easily win it, by the way. Look, she's a 13th seed, so you can't sleep on her, but I just feel like this could be one that Tomjanovic will take. Danielle Collins and Clara Tolson. Clara Tolson is such an exciting young talent. I saw Danielle Collins literally jump out of a Land Rover whilst I was waiting for a shuttle to Roehampton to the qualifiers, and then I watched her practice for a bit actually on the practice courts at Wimbledon, and she looked like she was happy. She was crunching the ball. I mean, the surface is not super quick. I was talking to someone else, I think it was Max, not Max. No, it was Maxime Cressy. Said that these courts, the grass courts nowadays at Wimbledon and Roehampton, they are not quicker than the faster hard courts in the American swing, which is very interesting to hear. He just said that the ball does keep lower though, it skids on, but in terms of actual speed through the court, it's not quicker, which is interesting, right? Because you would imagine that grass is the fastest surface, but apparently not. Not anymore anyway. But I do think Danielle Collins has a big enough game to have success, and I think she'll win her first round match. Sharif has Galfi, who played some really good tennis in the qualifiers. But I'm going to go for her. I think Sharif is more of a clay courter. Osorio, Lauren Davis is a good one. That's a good one. We'll go Osorio to get through that one. Haddad Mayer should beat Freck. And then look, this is such a tough first round for Krejcikova. She, in my opinion, is not the best on grass as it is. And then she comes up against someone who's got all the weapons to succeed on grass in Veronika Kudermetova. Massive serve, big ground stroke. She's super aggressive. I'm going to go for Kudermetova. I think she'll cause the upset. Then we've got Katie Volynets, who we did interview as well. I interviewed her after the qualifiers. And look, 22 years of age, a very mature head on her shoulders. And she plays Maria Karl. And I just have a feeling that she might do something here, Katie Volynets. So we'll see who else she has going forward in the draw. But I'm going to go with Katie. And I think she'll come through that. Buxa and Bogdan. I'm going to go with Bogdan. And then we've got Vondrousova and Monero. Vondrousova. Rybakina to beat Rusa. I know she's a qualifier, but Rybakina on glass. Oh, sorry, on glass. Oh, maybe on glass, but especially on grass is an extremely tough proposition for anyone that's not named. Maybe Sabalenka, Jabeur. Maybe that's it, to be honest, if she's fit and healthy. Also, Rybakina, cool story. I walked past Rybakina after watching people practice. I walked literally right past her. I could have given her a high five if I wanted to. I mean, I don't think she would have given me one. But also, Wimbledon, where the media people were like videoing her. She was doing a walkout onto the practice course. Maybe it was her first time going out to practice. But yeah, it was cool. It's cool. And she is, I mean, she's almost as tall as me, and I'm like 6'2". I mean, she's a tall lady, and she crunches the ball. She really does. Seigman and Baindor go for Seigman. This is okay. Now this is a really good one. This is a fantastic matchup. It really is. So, Alicia Parks, I interviewed her. So did Flo as well. I interviewed her after her. It was a first or second round match in qualifying, and then Flo interviewed her after her final round, so when she qualified, and she just seems so much happier playing on court. She seems really good mentally, physically. I mean, she was just destroying everyone in qualifying, and she just looks confident and happy, and she looks dangerous, and she has the type of explosive game to do really well on grass. So Wozniacki, I mean, look, she can slice and dice it. She's a great defender. She could frustrate Parks, but I think Parks will get through this. Fernandez to beat Bronzetti for me, and then Kalinskaya to beat Udvardy, who qualified. Buzkova to beat Riera. I've got Avanesian to beat Kalinina. I've got Samsonova to beat Masarova. Jabeur to beat Ojima as well. Yeah, so Robin Montgomery plays Olivia Gadecki, 2 qualifiers. And look, Robin Montgomery's a really good 19-year-old, exciting talent. Gadecki's 22 from Australia. I'm going to go with Montgomery. Gadecki did beat Harmony Tan in qualifiers, which is interesting, in the second round of qualifying. And she obviously beat Serena a couple of years ago. But yeah, I'm going to go Montgomery. I like her game. Niemir to beat Golubic, and I'm going to go for Svitolina to beat Lynette. That's a tough first round, though. Bolter's got a tough one in Tatiana Maria, by the way. Tatiana Maria slices and dices it. It's a tough one. I'm going to go for Bolter to get through it, though. And also, we did something with Katie Bolter as well. We asked her a question in the presser, so we will upload that one as well. Harriet Dart should get through Bay, who qualified. She did look pretty good in qualifying, but I think Harriet Dart should be okay at navigating through that, you would imagine. Wang and Tomova will go for Tomova. Pagula to beat Kruger. Zhang Shenwen to beat Sun. And we've got Saver to beat Van Uitvank. Begu to beat Zhu. Pavlichenko for Townsend. I'm going to go Townsend to beat Pavlichenko, I think on grass, yeah. Now, look, this is a really tough match for Raducanu, Alexandrova. She has, similar to Kudermetova, she's a similar type of player. Big serve, big ground strokes. You know, she's got a lot of power from the back of the court. And this is a tough ask for Raducanu. She's a 22nd seed, Alexandrova, and she serves bombs. But yeah, I'm going to go for Raducanu to do it, to cause the upset. Now, ordinarily, I would go for Alexandrova because I think it's a tough ask, but after hearing in the press conference, she seems that she's physically and mentally completely dialed in, fit, no issues. So I'm going to go for Raducanu. Also had a good win over Pagula recently as well, of course. Mertens to beat Herbino and Roos to beat One. Sakari to beat Kessler, who is a qualifier, although, I mean, Sakari's an upset alert always at the moment at Grand Slams. Kasakina to beat Zhang, she just won a title, Kasakina. Miyazaki Korpatch, that's a tough one for Miyazaki. Korpatch is not too, I mean, she's a pretty solid player on grass, good slice serve. Go for Miyazaki, and now this, okay. This is, I think, in my opinion, the popcorn match of the first round. Paula Badosa versus Karolina Mukova. I mean, Entertainment Central. Mukova, I have a slight issue with potentially picking her because I know that she pulled out, I think it was Eastbourne as a precaution because of her wrist, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Badosa. I'd like to see Mukova do well, but she has done well on grass as well in the past. I'm just a bit, just a bit skeptical about her wrist. A bit skeptical about her wrist, and I hope she's fine because I love her game. But yeah, Brenda Favitova, who younger sister of Linda Favitova, who lost in qualifying. Mira Andreeva. I mean, this is a great young matchup, isn't it? Favitova and Andreeva. We'll go for Andreeva to get through that one. Yeah, Shremska to beat Podoroska. She's got a big game. Gocheva to beat Serenko. Vekic to beat Wang. Sabalenka to beat Bektas. And Paulini Sori Bastormo. Not an easy first round. Paulini, though. Watson to beat Minen. I think Watson can get through that. I think Andreska should get through Christian. Noskova should get through Irani on grass. Kostyuk should get through Shramkova. Stearns to beat Saville. Shmanlova to beat Wang. Keys to beat Trevisan. Azarenka Stevens. On grass, that's a tough one. Azarenka Stevens is a tough one, but I think I'll go Azarenka. Then Pliskova Schneider. I think Pliskova Schneider. Pliskova's got a big game. I know Schneider just won a title. I'm going to go Pliskova. Osaka Perry. I think Osaka will win. Navarro to Wang. And I'm going to go. I mean, Cartel's got Castella. It's not an easy first round. Go Cartel, though. Why not? Eva Lise, who we interviewed twice, or I interviewed twice at qualifying. Look, she made the first round, second round of qualifying. She went out the first round, second round of qualifying even. I won within the last couple of years, and then this year she finally made the main draw, third time lucky, and it's the one main draw missing from her Grand Slams so far in her career. She's only 22. She's got a big game, very aggressive, beat Anisimova in the final round, so that's a really impressive win. I'm going to go for her to beat Burrell. Lucky loser Danilovic. I think she will be disappointed to have lost her final qualifier, and obviously she's come through because someone's withdrawn. She plays a qualifier as well in Todoni, and now I think Danilovic should get through it. I would imagine she's got, it's lit a fire under her losing that match to really take this opportunity with both hands and really go for it. And look, she looked impressive in her first two rounds, and in all honesty, she seems to have a great personality. I talked to her after, interviewed her, and it's on the channel. And she's honestly, I think she is a great personality, great to talk to, and yeah, was fantastic. So I'm going to go Danilovic and Gauff to beat Dollarhide. Okay, second round. I think Swiatek will come through Fran Jones. Kerber should beat Shiniakova if she's fit and healthy. Garcia should beat Potapova. Tomljanovic should beat Sniga. Collins to beat Galfi. Haddad Mayer to beat Osorio. Now, this is a tough one because Volinets defends really well, but she's also pretty good on the front foot. She's quite a balanced player. Klimatova's got a lot of power, though. But I liked what I saw from Katie Volinets. I'm going to go for Katie Volinets. Vondrousova to beat Bogdan. Rybakina to beat Sigmund. Parks Fernandez. Oh, that's a good one. It's a really good one. They played recently, haven't they? I think they have. I'm pretty sure they have. Let's have a look, Keith. So Parks, oh yeah, 1-0. She won the only match they played, which was at the Australian Open, 7-5, 6-4 this year. I could see Parks winning. I'm going to go Parks. Although Fernandez has been in good form, by the way. So that's a great match. That is a popcorn match, second round. I hope we get it. Kalinskaya, Buskova, Kalinskaya, Samsonova to beat Avanesian, Jabeur to beat Montgomery. I mean, Montgomery could cause us some issues, but Jabeur should be too experienced and have too much in the tool bag for her. Svitolina to beat Niemia. Oh, British affair. Katie Bolter and Harriet Dahl. Katie Bolter. Pegula to beat Tomova. Zhang to beat Stradopseva. Townsend to beat Begu. Raducanu, I think, to beat Mertens. Sakari to beat Rus. Kazakina to beat Miyazaki. Badosa to beat Andreeva. Yashemska to beat Kocheva. Sabalenka, Vekic is a tough second round, but she should get through that. She did say she's not 100% in her presser, which is a bit alarming. So I'm hoping that she is at least fit enough to really compete, though, in the slam. That's for. And then we've got Andreescu and Noskova. That's a good one. Andreescu I'm going to go for, though. Kostyuk to beat Stearns. Keys to beat Shmindlova. Pliskova to beat Azarenka. Osaka Navarro on grass. You know what? I'm going to go for Osaka. Eva Lisa, 2 qualifiers potentially in the second round. Eva Lisa, Sonny Cartel. I'm going to go Eva Lise. I liked what I saw from her in a game. Gauff should be too experienced, I think, on grass and just have too much for Danilovic. Swiatek Kerber. This is if this was Kerber 5 years ago, you probably pick Kerber, but I'll have to pick Swiatek, I think. Garcia to beat Tomjanovic on grass. He hasn't been playing great though, but no, we'll go Tomjanovic. Will we? No, we'll go Garcia. We'll go Garcia. Collins had Meyer. Collins. Volinets Vondrousova. I think this is where Volinets might end up saying farewell to my draw. I mean, the big question around Vondrousova is her fitness, which she's doing a presser today, so it would have been good if I recorded this after, to be fair, but I'm going to assume that she's fit, so I'll pick Vondrousova. Then we have Rybakina Parks. Rybakina for me. Samsonov to beat Kanskaya. Jabeur to beat Svitolina. I'm actually going to go for Bolter to beat Pegula. And Zhang Shenwen to beat Townsend. Raducanu could beat Sakari, definitely. Definitely. Oh, I missed a pick, have I, in the previous round, did I? Andreescu, there's one that I missed. Did I miss one? I did. Paulini should be Watson. As much as I like seeing Heather Watson play. Kazakina Badosa on grass. Kazakina's looking good. Kazakina. Sabalenka to beat Yastremska. Andreescu. I'm going to go for Andreescu to cause the upset and meet Paolini. I'm going for it. Going big. Go big or go home, right? Keys to beat Kostyuk. And I think Pliskova will beat Osaka on grass. I think Eva Lise will lose to Coco Gauff in the third round. Round 16. So Swiatek Garcia. Could she beat her? On grass? Yes. Depends on what Garcia turns up, to be honest. But I'm going to go from the bottom first. Gauff to beat Pliskova. Keys to beat Andreescu. Sabalenka to beat Kazakina. Zheng Shenwen to beat Raducanu. Jabeur to beat Bolter. Rybakina to beat Samsonova. Vondrousova Collins. That's a real clash of styles, isn't it? We'll go Vondrousova. And then could I go for what could be a crazy call and go for Garcia to beat Swiatek? Swiatek just, there's something about grass that doesn't click for her. Just doesn't click. Every other surface, super dominant, so many titles. I think it's at the moment she's got the Rafa problem, which is she wins Roland Garros and then she just doesn't want to play loads of grass court tennis before because she's knackered and she's had a really long clay court season. She also won a lot of tournaments as well before Roland Garros, so she's played a lot of tennis. And she takes a break and then it just takes her a while to get going on the grass. I'm actually going to go for Garcia to cause the upset there. But she's such a good player. If she does, surely she has to adjust and get to grips with it at some point. But let's see. I'm going to go for Garcia to beat Vondrousova. Big call. Jabeur to beat Rybakina, Sabalenka to beat Zheng Xinwen, and Coco Gauff to beat Keys. That leaves me with Garcia, Jabeur at the top, Sabalenka, Gauff at the bottom. I'm going to go Jabeur to beat Garcia. And because Sabalenka says she's not 100%, I'm going to go for Gauff to beat Sabalenka. That leaves me with the Ons Jabeur Coco Gauff final. Oh, this is really good. To be honest, I'm going to go with Jabeur, but that's more because I want her to win, I think, more than anything. I think it could easily. I think on paper, you look at that and you say probably Gauff. I'll go Jabeur. Let me know in the comment section below who you picked and why. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you in the next video.